You say you want to be free. Free to wake up whenever you want. Free to eat whatever you crave. Free to skip the things you don't feel like doing. You call it freedom, but it feels more like floating. Drifting from one impulse to another with no direction, no anchor. You think you've escaped the cage, but you've only traded one for another. Because when you live without discipline, you're not free. You're enslaved by your moods, your distractions, your comfort. Freedom without structure is chaos in disguise, and that's where most people live. In the illusion of freedom, chained to invisible habits that control their every move. The paradox begins here. The thing you resist the most, so discipline, is the very thing that could set you free. Psychologists Edward Detaille and Richard Ryan once described this through the self-determination theory. True autonomy doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It comes from aligning your actions with something deeper, and it's a purpose you chose consciously. But that kind of freedom requires restraint, because the mind left unchecked is like a beautiful, powerful, but dangerous if untamed. And so discipline becomes the reins, not to suffocate your spirit, but to guide it. In the beginning, discipline feels like a prison. The early mornings, the workouts when you're tired, the study when you'd rather rest. It's repetition, it's limits. It's saying no to things that everyone else says yes to. But slowly, you start to see something. The cage becomes the key. You begin to realize that structure is not your enemy, it's your foundation. Each repetition builds strength. Each small victory builds identity. What once felt like control becomes confidence, and what once felt like restriction becomes rhythm. This is what the Stoics understood centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The path to freedom runs through discipline, not around it. At some point, you stop fighting it. You stop seeing discipline as punishment. You start seeing it as power. Because discipline doesn't take your freedom. It creates it. When you can control your mind, you can direct your life. When you can delay gratification, you can build something that lasts. When you can stay consistent, you no longer live at the mercy of your impulses. You become the architect of your own existence. And suddenly, freedom is no longer a feeling. It's a skill. The same routine that once felt like confinement becomes the structure that holds your purpose in place. The same sacrifices that once felt painful become investments into your future self. And the same discipline that once felt heavy becomes effortless, because it's no longer something you force, it's something you are. We spend our lives trying to escape discomfort, but what we don't realize is that the walls we run from are often the ones keeping us upright. Freedom isn't doing what you want, it's having the strength to do what you must. That's the paradox. Discipline is not a cage. It's the sword that cuts through chaos. It's the structure that allows your soul to move freely. Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." That space is discipline. And when you master it, you're no longer trapped by the moment. You're free because you finally command yourself. The world will tell you that freedom is the absence of limits. But real freedom is the presence of strength. So build the habits, set the mind the standards, train the mind. Because once you've mastered yourself, no one and nothing can ever imprison you again.